Good morning or afternoon, maybe for some people, wherever you are. Hello, happy day. So I need some help. Well, first of all, whoever jumps on here, can you shoot some thumbs up if you can hear me? And because I want to make sure that all of my technicalness is working. Anyway, okay, get into this word. What was it? Okay, so yesterday I was watching YouTube videos on ancient Hebrew, because the ancient Hebrew is where we gather, and actually the Aramaic as well. Hey, somebody was on here. Can you give me a thumbs up? Anyway, if you can hear me, I want to make sure the audio is working. So the ancient Hebrew and Aramaic is where we have gotten our Bible translation. And that, hi Tara, how you doing, girlfriend? Oh, wave. That's so cool. I can wave. Kelsa says hi. There she is. Okay, so the Aramaic and the Hebrew, ancient languages, is how we've gotten our translation of the Bible. And unlike how we speak our language, where we very much divide the words into specific little pieces, the ancient Hebrew and Aramaic are concepts and action stories, so it's always connected to some sort of action expression. And so we talk about, it's funny because we sing about it, and in the Bible there's constant references to the mountain. He'll move the mountain, and it's representative of saying whatever is too big that's in your way, he will move it. And so I need help. Whoever's on here, and in the future, whenever, wherever, whoever happens to see this, I really want to know. And so I've wondered, I'm when did God move a mountain for somebody? And then when I was watching the ancient Hebrew, and then that became my prayer, because I'm just all right, let's do that. God, I want you to move mountains. I want to be the first person that you move a mountain through, if you've never done it before. And I'm not a Bible scholar, so somebody tell me if the story when he moved a mountain. We know the stories of when he dried up the rivers, that he did it at least twice. I think he did it a couple different times. I think more than twice even. He did it when he allowed the Israelites to escape from Egypt, and they crossed the Red Sea. And then they went and wandered around in the wilderness for 40 years so that they could renew their minds, and so that meant that slave mentality would not be carried over into the Promised Land. And then when they entered the Promised Land, they crossed over Jordan, and he did the same thing again, where he dried up the land and let them walk across. And this is millions of people, by the way. I think we picture it like a tribe, a family or something, but it's millions of people crossing over him. It's so cool. In one of the translation, he says, I'll pile the water up. So you can imagine him piling the water up next to them while they're all walking across. How cool. So back to this concept about, we sing, there's that one song, I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. So I like to always go back to the scripture and be where did we see a mountain moved? And so anyway, let me know what story that is, if there is one. And then when I was learning yesterday, while everyone else was watching the Ducks game, go Ducks, I still, proud of you. Whatever happened, I don't even know. But I was watching ancient Hebrew videos about ancient Hebrew and Aramaic language and these core concepts. So when we say we're gonna glorify his name forever, and that he is the God of eternity, the guy was explaining that it was at their time they were seeing the mountains in the distance, and it meant beyond the horizon, beyond the mountains. So he, and that was really what that concept of eternity and forever. And we sit here and we think of it on a timeline, but what those people were talking about is beyond where they could see. And then as I'm singing this morning and thinking about all of these different concepts, it made me realize the way that God moved the mountains is that he brings us past them. The way that God moves the mountains is that he He'll journey alongside with us until we go beyond the mountains, go beyond what we can see, and go beyond what our current realm of existence, our current realm of reality, our current dimension of understanding. So that, I just want to release that. If that resonates with anyone, so be it. But the God is the mover of the mountains, not necessarily in the physical only, but in the fact that he will help us move beyond the things that are in our way. And it's not just, I think that sometimes we can be in this passive posture where we're like, God, just move the mountain. Why don't you make it crumble? Why don't you make it fall? And what he wants to do is he's like, no, I'm going to give you the strength, the tools, the strategy, and the instruction for how to climb the mountain and, and summit the mountain and then move beyond it. And it's a participatory activity. It's not just something where it's not passive, and don't get me wrong, this is where it's walking with God on the regular, because there are seasons where it's your time to just sit and let him work. And then there are times where it's just time to sit and just worship and be in his presence. I mean, that's all the time. That's my favorite thing. But then there are times where he'll invite you and he'll be like, all right, we're going to climb this mountain together. And it's supposed to be this awesome, fun adventure. And so anyway, whatever the mountain is that you're seeing that's in the way, it doesn't have to be in the way. God will lift us higher so that we can see beyond it. And as long as we are aligning with his level of vision and his level of truth, then there's no mountain that can keep us from whatever it is that he has for us. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and grant you shalom, shalom. Love you all. Bye.